Hello, welcome to Talks with Cassie, where I've got something to say, you got something to say, and we all want to be heard. I am so excited about being back, ready to get back on the scene, to do some shows and some episodes. I've been down for a couple of months, and so I'm back. I'm ready to do some work. And as I was sitting home and I'm thinking about who I would interview or what I would speak about, it was only right for me to speak about my situation in the 4 months of me coming back and healing within myself. And also because this topic is about other women who are dealing with this experience. So we as women experience these things with our body and our body changing and hormone changing and all of this type of stuff. So one of the things that happens in the process of our body going through these things, women go through things like fibroids, cervical cancer, tumors, and what they call a prolapsed uterus, which is what I had and why I was out and down for a couple of months. So I thought it was only right that I speak about this because in the midst of me getting it done, I had this procedure because of my bladder. And a lot of women don't like to talk about it because, you know, it's kind of, not that it's embarrassing, but it's a lot when you're dealing with, you know, not being able to control your muscles in your bladder. So over the years, I had what they call a mesh done. And at the time, the mesh is supposed to lift the bladder and help you with controlling your muscles. So over the years, that didn't work. So I went to the doctor because I was having these serious problems with holding my muscles to go to the bathroom. And, you know, sometimes women don't like to talk about it because, you know, it could be a little embarrassing that you can't control your bladder and you can't, you know, use your muscles to control when you have to go to the bathroom. There's times where, you know, I'd be out, and I'm sure other women experience this, where, you know, you try to hold your bladder, and when you get home, you're trying to rush to go in the house and use the bathroom. And there was times where I had that, where I couldn't control my muscles. And, you know, my kids would joke about it. I would come in the house, and I would run in and say, you know, watch out, I'm coming. I got my raggedy bladder, because I had no control of the muscle to keep myself from, not that I, you know, urinated on myself, but it was pain trying to hold the muscle to keep myself from, you know, hurting while trying to use the bathroom. So I went to to get another procedure, appointment done, and I talked to my doctor, which turns out to where I had to get a hysterectomy. I did not want to get it done not because I know it's healthier for myself, but because I knew the process of the pain, not just the pain. I get a little emotional when I talk about it, but not just the pain, but the procedure of healing, the healing process in it. And I decided that as I was going through it, I would speak about it. So I started talking about it on social media, Facebook and TikTok, to see, you know, other women who are experiencing this same issues with themselves. You know, it's a lot to go through. Fibroids are the worst thing ever, and I haven't experienced it, but from the women that I talk to, fibroids affects your body. It affects your period. It affects you having cramps. You can't function. And some women get the hysterectomy to get their uterus taken out because, you know, it's affect the body. So in my case, I had what they call a prolapse uterus, which I never even knew that you could have a prolapse uterus, which means that your uterus drops. And when it drops, it puts pressure on your bladder. And when it put the pressure on your bladder, it messes up your muscles. So when I went to the doctor was telling me, you know, you have a prolapse uterus, which they said your uterus could literally push down and come out of your vagina, which was something to me that I've never heard. But in the process of, you know, making a decision to get it done, I did not want to get it done, but I was so overwhelmed. But the fact that I shared my story with so many women on Facebook and TikTok that women reached out to me and explained to me that they got it done. And it was a lot of women saying, you know, it's the best thing they ever done because of the fibroids or, you know, the cancer. So basically, you know, I went down a rabbit hole going crazy trying to see on YouTube, which sometimes is the wrong thing to do because you see the procedure and it makes you nervous. But I did it after the surgery, and I'm telling you to look at this procedure and see that for a woman and in our body, you know, our wound is where we have our children. And there's some women who has to get it done and don't have children. There's some women who have children and they get it done. But it's still in all for a woman an experience that's just out of this world. Like it's completely changes your body. It changes your hormones. You go through so many things in the process of getting this done. And to think of something being taken out of you as a woman, you know, it changes your body. And I must say that in the process of me getting done, it changed my body. It changed my hormones. The pressure was out of this world. And there was times where I cried. I cried, and nobody knew it because of the pressure from getting this procedure done. And it is a life-changing thing. And I couldn't walk. I couldn't lift. I couldn't go anywhere. You know, you basically have to stay and heal in this process. And, you know, I snuck out a couple of times, and I got caught, and I got busted by my granddaughter, but, you know, and she recorded me. But, you know, in the process of it, you really have to take having a hysterectomy serious, and it's not fun at all. But I'm grateful for the women that reached out to me and gave me, you know, consulted me and gave me encouragement and telling me that, you know, it's worth it and it's going to do better for you in the end, which it has. I'm still in the healing process. It's only 4 months now. My body go through these ups and downs, and I didn't want to get it done because when you have your ovaries taken out, you go through menopause, and menopause is out of control. It's like your hormones are up and down. You go through hot flashes, and from the women that I talk to, the hot flashes is horrible. Like you go through just almost wanting to just be with no clothes on you. It takes you through an emotional roller coaster. It has you everywhere. So since it's been about 4 months that I had it done, I must say that, you know, my emotions are up and down. I am experiencing the not the heavy hot flashes, but I'll say sweat flashes. My body has changed. I don't want anything tight on me. And getting dressed is horrible because your body feels so off and it feels so, you know, uncomfortable with certain things. But I do have to realize that I am still in a healing process. It's only 4 months, and my kids tell me all the time, Mom, you gotta chill. You gotta realize that you're healing. You know, I'm still trying to do everything normal, and it doesn't work like that because once you go through this surgery, it is really life-changing, and it's a serious surgery. So I have to really understand that my body's gonna go through these up and down, you know, changes. I'm gonna go through the emotional roller coasters, and in the process, they said 6 weeks, but technically it's not 6 weeks. Your body is how you feel and how you take it to the healing processes. I haven't started working out and exercising too much, just a little bit. My sleeping pattern is off the chain. Like I can't sleep at night. But you know, I'm doing things to maybe, you know, regulate it and help me sleep a little more. I'll start doing a little more exercising because it helps. What you eat matters. Certain things that you eat, dairy, certain things that you intake in your body, it affects the process of you healing, and it makes your body a little off sometimes. But in the midst of it, I just wanted to share this because there's so many women that reached out to me and gave me so much comfort in the process of this journey. And I just wanted to let the women know that I truly appreciate you. And they're still reaching out to me. I'm still doing research on women that are getting it done, going through the same symptoms. And it's nice to know that, you know, I'm not the only one and that there are women reaching out to me, talking to me. And I just want to shout out some of the women for hitting me up and, you know, reaching out to me and telling me their stories about having this done because, you know, like I said, fibroids are no joke. Sometimes they say they disappear and then they don't, they come back, but most women have to get a hysterectomy to get rid of them. And it's kind of hard because you're taking, like I said, our wound is for our children. So when you get this done, you can no longer have children. So that's a big decision to make for a woman to have to get this done and knowing that it's going to change their body and they could no longer have kids. So I just want to shout out some of the women that reached out to me and I reached out to them. Patricia Rogers, Joyce Reed, Sharanda Harris, Chrissy McDowell, Glenda Sledge, Tiana Dixon, Shaina Paris, Lulu Carney, Linda Wilkes, Tanya Clark, Vetta Wright, Michelle Perkins, Lynn Savage, Jenny Moore, Tracy Soto, Jeanette Riviere, Darlene Davis, Vanessa, I hope I say the name right, Olivero, and Angela Owens. There were more women and my mom. And I just want to say this, you know, back in the days, my mom had it done, and they don't have the technology that they have now. And when she got it done, she said she was cut from her, you know, side to side here under her, where her uterus is, above her uterus, anyway. And it was stitches, so it was a little more, it took longer to heal. She said it took her about a year or so to heal because they didn't have the technology that they have now. Now, the technology is laser, and they go in, they give you the incisions, and you don't have to get cut as much. You either get cut above your area here, or you go in your vagina, which I had in my vagina. Is the worst experience ever because I couldn't sit up, I couldn't lay down, nothing was comfortable. But I say this to say that I just wanted to shout out to these women for being strong women and having to go through something so, you know, major when it comes to that type of surgery. And I've been through it and I experienced it. And it's not a pleasant experience. But I must say that to the women that said it was the best experience ever, thank you for sharing that with me, because I can say that since I had the surgery, I'm still in the middle of exercising my muscles because, you know, your body have to remember all those muscle strategies for you to use the bathroom, because I also had a hernia. So I had 3 surgeries, incisions, instead of 1. So it took me a little longer and I had to understand that. But I just want to say that shout out to all the women who had to experience this you know, surgery and go through that type of, you know, procedure. And I just want to shout out to the women that, you know, had to go through this. And most women will go through it. Some women won't. But the menopause and the hysterectomy, most women, a lot of women, I should say, have experienced it. And I give them so much props for going through it and get through it and healing through the process. There are women that are still doing it now. And I just wanted to give them the love and a shout out to say, stay strong when it comes to it, because I'm still healing in my 4 months in the process. And so, you know, just stay strong in the process. And now I just want to say that, so in my next episode, I'm going to be doing, you know, a process of picking out of this little purse of mine of the next person I would like to come to our show. So the people names that's in this bag are people who are dear to me and that I have a lot of love for, and I want to have them come on my show and interview them and tell their testimony of, you know, what they've been through, what they're going through, you know, what they're doing in their life right now. And, you know, these are people that I love and adore. So I will be each time picking a name out of this bag to basically show who's coming on my show next. And I want to have my lovely assistant, my granddaughter, come and pick out of this purse of mine. And I will do this every show at the end and pick a person. You have a choice to come on and do the interview or not. I'll give you, I'll say 2 weeks to get back to me once you see this, and I'll get in touch with you and see if you want to come on the show to do the interview. You ready, boo boo? Yeah. Let's see who's gonna be picked next. Oh wow, I just got this one. Tammy Jones. I actually got this person from Marv Kennel. I did a little research on her. I think she has a hair salon place. I believe. I didn't do too much. She just gave it to me last week. But Tammy Jones, I looked her up on Facebook. I will get in touch with you. And that's funny because I just put her in here not too long ago and see if you want to come on and talk about, your experiences, maybe talk about your hair salon and talk about your experience and tell your testimony on how you got to where you are. And that would be nice. And we'll do some research and we'll come up here and talk about it. Thank you, Assistant. Do I need more time? So, so my next episode will be with Tammy Jones. I will get in contact with her and see, if she want to come on and we'll talk about some experiences, and talk about her testimony. And I'm a little nervous. I'm back at it. It's been 4 months since I've been back. I have so many ideas, so many things that I want to share. I have more things. I'm new at this, but I'm loving the support and everybody that's been being connected to me. I will get better. They say you get better in time. I won't give up because this is something that I love and I want to share and share people's testimonies, on, the things that they're doing and experiencing in life. So, once again, this is Talks with Cassie, where I've got something to say, you've got something to say, and we all want to be heard.